Oh, and as soon as I click the button, it stops. Okay, so 21 RH, 15 Celsius. Wind's gusting up. Haven't had a good catch of the wind to really get a feel for it. I probably need to oil my spinner again to get a proper wind reading. Shifting from all over, but this gives you a really good idea of why, even though it's April 20th, fire behavior is possible today. If that RH comes down to 15%, then we're at that crossover phase basically, and we're talking about burning, really able to burn.
Well, whether it's hot, whether it's cold, whether it's hot, Frankie's got the weather we got. Wait a minute. Well, whether it's cold, whether it's hot, Frankie's got the weather, whether or not. There it is.
Good afternoon, Prince George. We're back. I'm back. Well, the show kind of continued without me, but we didn't have a radio broadcast to give you because I'm the one who makes that happen. So, the Comedeorological Report. We're here. We're here. Okay, I'm here. Joey only. Right here in Wells, British Columbia, 3,935 feet above sea level, where I'm fighting bears, fighting fires, and it was 21 degrees Celsius when I checked the thermometer outside today. Very warm day for us, and I think somewhere in British Columbia already hit 30. Nice, nice, nice. Comedy plus meteorology, Comedeorology. It's your show about how much the weather sucks in Canada and beyond. I've been gone for a couple weeks fighting fire. I was just talking to Brandon saying, well, you know, the boss said, called me up and he said, well, we got a 5-day standby in Williams Lake, you know. We're just putting the crew down of all the crew bosses. You want to? Sure, I'm there. 5-day standby. What could happen? It was only April 20th after all. And then it got very windy. We did go to a fire that was pretty much dead, and we're mopping it up and getting windy, very dry. Humidity down around 20%, super windy, gusts of wind, and then bam! As we're coming back from that fire, we're outside the other side of Alkali. We look out, we can see this column of smoke, and I'm like, it's April. What the heck is going on here? This is crazy. Burgess Creek wildfire broke out, and we spent the next 13 days putting 12-hour days in at that fire. A big response came. A lot of people came. 120 personnel, 18 equipment, and that fire is defeated, more or less. So that's where I was.
Ooh, that sounds like good news.
Let's get on with the show. Well, you're listening to us on C4 88.7 FM, CKUW 95.9 FM, CFBX in Kamloops 92.5 FM, and Rogers Television, Vancouver Island. And live streaming on Joey Only, Caribou Weather Dude YouTube channel, where you can see all past episodes of the show and finale. So we are here, of course, with the star of the show, Frankie McDonald.
And I got something else to say.
He's out there in Sydney, Nova Scotia, sitting in his home. We will talk to Frankie in about 30 seconds' time. We've also got Brandon Houck, the radio weatherman out of Brooks, Alberta, who hosts the show, and I'm not able to. He's the co-host. We're all hosts around here, I guess. And then Michael McGregor from Weather Center in Manitoba is also with us, and I'm sure more people may show up throughout the broadcast. You never know. But who matters the most? It's you, Frankie. What happened? You turned 45. You turned 40 years old while I was gone, and I'm sorry that I missed your birthday. But I got you. Did you see the rainbow I got you, Frankie, in the thunderstorm?
Yes.
Who has the worst weather in the world, Frankie?
So Frankie McDonald.
Frankie, the weatherman. Frankie, the weatherman. Who?
Frankie!
Who?
Frankie!
Ladies and gentlemen, Frankie!
How you doing so far, buddy?
I'm doing great. So we're weather all across North America. And the weather all across North America, lots of rain going on in the southeastern United States. And there's another big storm heading for, and heavy downpours heading for Texas, Arkansas, Missouri, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Georgia, northern Florida. It includes South Carolina and Tennessee and Kentucky. A lot of rain heading for southeastern United States early in the week. Then it got some rain in Sydney, Nova Scotia as of right now. Then it got more showers heading for Toronto, cold air. Then it got some really hot air in British Columbia and Alberta. And lots of thunderstorms up in Edmonton, those places. And lots of thunderstorms in central Alberta. And they got some really hot air in British Columbia next week as well. They got really hot air in for Vancouver, BC, and Victoria, British Columbia. And Nanaimo and Parksville, Quebec Beach, Courtney, Comox, and all those places. It's going to be really hot next week in Vancouver Island. That's going to cause more fires in British Columbia. And there's lots of severe weather developing in Oklahoma and Texas and things like this. Lots of severe weather going and heavy downpours all across southeastern United States this week. And there's a lot of weather going on. Even New York City's getting a lot of rain next week as well. And the weather all across South America. A lot of rain going on in Venezuela, Colombia, Ecuador, Bolivia, Peru. In northern right now, in northern Chile is really, really, really dry right now. This Tuesday past Santiago, Chile had a lot of rain.
What else, Frankie McDonald?
And they got some really dry air in Rio de Janeiro. Right now they got some in northern Argentina and as far as southern Brazil. There's a lot of rain coming off the coast of southern Brazil right now. Weather all across Europe. Lots of rain and thunderstorms going on in England right now. And the hot air, warmer air in England, France, Spain, Portugal with thunderstorms in Germany. Then it got some bad weather all across England next week, and it's going to bring windy and rainy conditions across England, Wales, Scotland, Ireland, France, Germany. And it's going to bring lots of warm air in Norway, Finland, Sweden, and Belarus, and those places. Lots of thunderstorms in the forecast. And there's lots of showers going on in Turkey right now in thunderstorms. And did you hear about this? Then the high pressure system moving off the coast of Japan. Then got some heavy rain hitting for Tokyo, Japan next week.
I didn't hear that.
In Tokyo and Kyoto and Osaka and those places, they got dry air come behind the rain as well. And then there's a lots of rain showers going on in Mongolia right now. Mongolia is getting really, really hot right now. Siberia is starting to get really hot and cold air fighting each other. Siberia is going to be really hot next month. Lots of thunderstorms and rain going on in Hong Kong and Taiwan right now to head towards Taiwan. Lots of thunderstorms and rain going on in Indonesia, Philippines, Cambodia, Colombia, Cambodia, and all those places to Thailand. Bangkok, Thailand will be the rainy season. And India, it's extremely hot weather in India right now. It's their summer. There'll be the monsoon season starting next month in July. It's extremely hot and some thunderstorms in the forecast in India right now. Lots of rain going on in Sri Lanka and up around places like the Middle East. Lots of rain going on in Saudi Arabia, southwestern Saudi Arabia right now. And it's thunderstorms in the forecast there right now. Egypt is really, really, really dry. So is Libya. Caused a lot of sandstorms right now in southern Africa. Lots of rain and thunderstorms going on in Congo, parts of Democratic Republic of Congo, Uganda, Kenya. Mozambique is getting a little bit of showers during the dry season now. So Mozambique and Madagascar, Botswana, Angola, Namibia, South Africa, they're really dry right now. It's really hot in South Africa right now. In Southwest Pacific, in Australia, lots of showers of rain in the forecast, including lots of cold air and warm air fighting each other. New Zealand, their winter starts on June 20th. And I got a message from Mike Post, one guy down in Antarctica. And I got a message from Mike Post, one of the scientists down in Antarctica.
What did he say, Frankie?
With it, and Mike Post said so.
What did Mike Post post?
The sunlight should officially be gone by May 12th, just days away. That's what Mike Post told me that.
Full winter going on down there pretty soon, eh? Yeah. Antarctic winter, I heard it's very cold down there in Antarctica.
And there'll be really, really, really cold weather down in Antarctica. Then up in the Arctic will be 24-hour daylight. And when it's the last sunrise up above the Arctic Circle, sometime at the end of May, there'll be 24-hour daylight up in the Arctic.
What about the Ruang volcano, Frankie?
To erupt into things like this.
It's had many very big eruptions, hasn't it? Some may be as high as a very explosive, 5 on the very explosive index, some of them. So
Spanish subtitles are going to be on one of my weather reports for my Chile forecast on your show. You have to turn on the captions to Spanish subtitles.
Spanish subtitles. Which video is this, Frankie?
It's like heavy rain to hit Santiago, Chile, May 7th.
Okay, I'll find that one. I'll find that one
Because
because I
they're
got
not
videos.
Spanish subtitles.
I got all your videos lined up, but I didn't have that one because it had already happened. Here we go. I found it. So I've added it to the list. For when we're ready.
You could set up the Spanish subtitles for that forecast.
So yeah, Frankie, I've been gone fighting fire. Sorry I've been gone. I'm sorry I missed your birthday, man. But I got you a rainbow. I hope you liked it. And maybe I'll find that video in a little bit and add that to the playlist as well.
What kind of rainbow did you get?
It was an extreme rainbow.
Over the hills and all the valleys there?
Extreme rainbow. Because like when I go for an extreme rainbow intercept, it's like even Reed Timmer would be terrified.
One of those where you can get pot of the gold, I guess.
Yeah, well, the leprechauns are evil little buggers, so you want to be careful. So that's Mike McGregor there, if you're just joining us on the radio. Mike McGregor, Frankie McDonald just talking about everything going on. And, of course, I'm Joey Only, and Brandon Houck is here as well.
And did you hear about that guy, Mike Post? He's a scientist in Antarctica.
And Mike Post says on the 12th of May, everything's going to change. It's going to be dark forever for at least 3 or 4 months.
I can't imagine what that would be like to live for, every day, go to sleep dark, wake up dark. I can't imagine what that would do in the mental health.
It's like the physical embodiment of depression, except in nature. So I got Frankie's videos queued up, but before we get to them, we might as well take a bounce over to you, Brandon Houck, and talk about everything. I mean, I missed all kinds of stuff. Right?
Everything.
There's been tornadoes. There's been
stuff. So what would you like?
Rain on things. Things have had rain on them. I missed all kinds of stuff, man.
Yep. Oh man. So much stuff.
Tornadoes
getting
getting rained on. Rain on the tornado.
Rain wrapping around the tornado,
All the people, Comedeorology Weather Report. I just sent you Mike Post Instagram profile.
Excellent. So
is that in the chats, Frankie?
Follow Mike Post on Instagram and see what he posts.
See what he posts. I can't wait to see his posts, especially the ones that go viral. This
Posting
viral post.
Around. So I missed rain on tornadoes and you had burger eating competitions and you weren't even that good at it, but you gave it your best.
Of Brooks, Alberta. We're gathered here today for a wonderful activity, the hamburger eating contest. You've got 5 beautiful McDonald's quality cheeseburgers in front of you. Now the first one to eat all 5 wins, or whoever eats the most burgers under 3 minutes. Okay, so it's either or. Whoever finishes first, or whoever finishes the most under 3 minutes. We're going to get the stop timer going in the back here, back of the scene, start timer. And I'm going to count from 5 all the way down to 0. And that will be when the game commences. Are you ready? Yeah! Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Cheeseburgers!
Check this out.
Oh, we got,
You better go on for a little bit here, Brandon. What do you got for us? And Imogen.
So what would you like?
Bailey is showing up. So we do have Imogen.
All right. So what would you like to hear first? Would you like to hear my boring personal story about what I've been doing and what I'm going to be doing for the next few days? Or
Images just showed up.
would you like to?
I would like to hear you say, "Hi, Imogen."
Oh, hi, Imogen. Okay. There we go.
Hey, Imogen, I'd like to introduce the guy in Antarctica, Mike Post.
Oh, Mike Post is still around, is he? Well, that's good.
He's down in Antarctica right now. It's going to have 24-hour darkness around May 12th.
And that's when the thing is most likely to come out, so
The
careful.
Vampire Dream. Dear Lord. So does he get to play cards with penguins? Is he playing Jenga with penguins? Jenguins?
He steals their soda pop.
I guess if they're hooked on soda, sure. That's great.
It is awesome.
I mean, it's a good way to pass the time, robbing penguins of their cola. Sure.
So if you just tuning in, we're in the Brandon Houck Report, and I haven't actually said the words, the Brandon Houck Report, so that's why it hasn't actually started yet. The Brandon Houck Report.
Oh, hi. This is the Brandon Houck Report.
There it is. There it is. Okay. So we'll talk about my boring personal life for last week and what I'm going to be doing next, because I have some other things that are planned for the next couple of days ahead. But for last week, on Saturday, I actually hosted the Pump It Up Run. That's right. So right in Dinosaur Provincial Park. So one of the coolest places you... And I was the host, and I was the host with the most, you know, standing out there in the nice weather when temperatures were pretty close to 20 degrees by the afternoon, blasting the music. Everybody had a good time down at the Dinosaur Park there, so I got to host that. That was a lot of fun. So that's what I did last Saturday. Now,
not even one person.
Did, yes, especially when my voice carried through the coolies. It was like, it's just one person. Just one person. I wonder who that one person could be. Anyways, now this week the weather has been wild. It has been very, very wild. But I'll talk about that after I talk about what happened yesterday, because yesterday I chilled out at McDonald's all day, and I was in the play place, and I had a blast. Well, I was in the play place, sort of. I snuck out of the little playhouse. The manager at McDonald's told me to go into this little playhouse here, okay? And he said, you know what? It would be so cool if you go in this little playhouse, buddy. And you know what? I went through into that little playhouse there. I creeped out of that door, and I went, hey, everybody. And, well, you know it. He said it was very, very creepy. But I didn't just do that. I was also in charge of the drive-thru. And I made people laugh at the drive-thru for some reason. Probably because I said I'm a celebrity and they didn't believe me. But anyways, it's just the way it goes.
We don't believe you.
Did you actually introduce yourself that way? Please tell me that you said, hi, do you know who I am?
I sure did. I sure did. And
awesome.
Or like as I used to say, don't you know who I am?
Don't you know who I think I am?
That's right. And they just burst out laughing. Like, the guy had a laughing fit, and he's probably still laughing to this day after I told him that. So that's how I run the drive-thru. And then I got kicked out of the drive-thru eventually.
That's awesome,
Brandon. I was playing the
Brandon.
window. And, you know, the wind was blowing right from the north through the window. And I had a cape on, and that was awesome because the cape flew up into the air as I opened the window, and I felt like I was flying through the air. It was like the best time ever. Then they said, okay, you're done for the day. You can go.
Your cape was like getting into people's food. They're like trying to cook, and your cape's like touching the burgers.
Yeah, flopping.
I worked at McDonald's. I worked at
in the
McDonald's
restaurant.
once before, Brandon, and trust me, sounds like it must have been interesting with the cape. All those deep fryers, grills, and all the chicken bats.
That's right. It did not catch fire. But
Whereas
what did
I
catch
ate
fire?
at McDonald's once.
One time. And by the way, I if you want, I can send these coupons over, you know, free Big Mac. But
okay, I'll go a second time if you give me those.
There you go.
Give as many to Joey. He's gonna need them for firefighting.
There
Send
you go.
them to Joey only.
There you go.
Wells, BC.
So then after I got kicked out of the drive-thru, I was in a cheeseburger eating competition. And I was with some Brooks Bandits as they came in, and we all sat there, and we had 3 minutes to eat 5 burgers.
Imogen, are we allowed to talk about eating hamburgers on the show?
Yeah.
3
McDonald's
minutes.
burgers in particular?
5.
And a guy tried to eat 50 hot dogs at once, pretend to eat 50 hot dogs. That was my only idea. May 21st, 2012.
Well, those were no name brand hot dogs.
We
There was
should have
no.
done that instead.
I never.
There was
never
no
mentioned any
copyright
brands,
problem.
though. I just said
They were
hot dogs
Frankie
back on
brands.
May 21st, 2012.
They were Frankie's were Frankie brand. They're the brand of Frankie Mac, which is a very specific brand.
And when a guy tries to eat 50 tacos once and guy dancing in the rain tacos, I never, ever, 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 ever mentioned any brands at all.
That's
No,
right.
you do not.
However, Brandon's awesome personal life is community events. So as community events, yeah, that's, I don't think anyone's saying go eat that. We're all
That's
pretty
right.
disgusted by it.
Well, I'm
So
saying
that's-
that. Don't eat that, kids.
Don't eat
But Brandon tried.
I did. And
Brandon had a
I
valiant
made it
effort.
through halfway to the third burger before they said, okay, time's up. And, well, the Brooks Bandit beside me won. Logan Sawyer. My goodness, that guy. Ate 5 burgers in 3 minutes. Dude.
Ugh.
Oh, my goodness.
Have you guys ever seen the movie? I think it's Beethoven, the second or third one, where the guy eats like 100 hamburgers at a contest.
I have
And
not seen it.
yeah, you have to see that.
I have to see
I
it.
cannot believe you could have ate at least 15 of those, but
I thought about watching that one once, but then I decided to watch Rambo for the 30th time in a row.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna.
I
I'm
couldn't
gonna-
eat 3.
I'm gonna vote up Rambo here. Okay, follow-up question to Brandon's burger race here. How is the Bandit doing today after eating a handful of these abominations of food?
Well, apparently
Oh.
he's never going to make the NHL now. The scouts found out about this.
I wish I was on that bus ride right now going up to Sherwood Park for tomorrow's game. So
Now, to be fair, it's not a.
Oh,
It
that
is not.
would have been
It is not an athletic enhancing burger, so he might be okay to play if he's alive.
So here's my impression of the Brooks Bandits
Yes.
bus going to the Sherwood game.
wow. Wow.
10 seconds. Oh no. We're not good at MMO. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Hands in the air. Cheeseburger free. Let's go ahead for an inspection. Judges, Judge Bishop and Judge Jordan. Please come in and inspect the contestants.
All right, we've got one left, 1.5 here. Well, 2. Wow. Wow. What was the trick? Leave the pickles behind, dude. 2.25 here. 1 and 3/4. 1.5, call it. And 2 and a bit. All right, well, loser. Oh, wow. Brando. And our winner.
But the cool thing was after we did ate all those burgers, we all like 2 minutes after the competition, we all ran outside and we grabbed hockey sticks and we played street hockey in the McDonald's parking lot for an hour.
So what you're saying is that there was a silver lining to this onslaught of a day, this gauntlet of turmoil that you went through. There was a silver lining in terms
There
of
was.
hockey.
And the cool thing was I still had my apron on from in the kitchen there and my cape on. So I had an apron and a cape and I was outside playing hockey and I scored a goal, which was awesome. I scored on the Brook
Truly super heroic.
Bandits.
Very
So,
good work,
ha!
Brandon. Very good work.
Superheroed it. That's right. And then tomorrow I'm gonna
Yeah,
be
you did.
and then I got
do
to
you have
talk
a
to
video
school
of it
tomorrow,
posted
and then we got
somewhere?
a video of me eating the burger? Yes.
And you playing football,
Oh, not football. No. Hockey.
soccer?
We should not play football in a parking lot at with
Or
on
just in
pavement.
general.
Bad
it's,
idea.
It's a really boring game. It's
And hockey isn't.
hockey's
How do you draw a
awesome.
distinction?
Football,
How do you draw a distinction how one is exciting and one is not?
they spend 2 minutes like talking about it, and then they like go for it, and they like get six centimeters. You're like, yeah, we got 6 centimeters. You know, it's like, come
Football
on.
has so much more violence.
These hockey, they're skating around, just freaking mashing people.
Wow.
Football's all about the violence. There's so much more to it. There's so much more ground to cover. There's so much more potential to just, pummel someone. It's a delightful thing. A full body heave, launch yourself like a torpedo into another guy.
That's
I
awesome.
don't understand scoring and points in any of it, but
I've always tried to not launch myself like a torpedo into another guy. Brandon, so talk to us about the weather.
All right, so the weather. That's the other crazy thing this past week. If it wasn't just because last week, if you've recalled from our last episode there, we had snow, we had everything going on, and I spieled out for like 10 minutes last time. And this week, we had another big storm, and it was a very beneficial rainfall for our area. My goodness. Like many of us got the Medicine Hat area, got at least 50 plus, actually 80 millimeters of rain. The Brooks area as well, we had 40 to 60 millimeters of rain. Biggest rain we've seen in years. Absolutely incredible for our area. Yeah, no doubt. The other story was the winds gusting over 100 kilometers an hour. So we had trucks getting blown off the road. We had trees coming down. We had siding blowing off people's houses. It was a wild time on Tuesday with that storm that blew through the area with the wind and the rain and the significant amount of rain that we had. And then as we get into today, it's actually lovely out today. Sunshine, giggles. I was out actually dinner outside for the first time this year, and I was listening to the frogs, just having a blast. And now we have a nice warm up for the weekend. Temperatures up to low to mid to upper 20s. And we have a chance of thunderstorms this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Chance of thunderstorms across the prairies. So we're going to ramp up that thunderstorm potential pretty good, especially through the weekend and carrying on to next week. And then finally, my best story of the week, my favorite story of the week, it is we're going to China, where a zoo here, they had a panda exhibit. That's right. So they're in a little bit of heat for this panda exhibit because they decided that instead of using pandas to try to fool the tourists, they decided to use some dogs instead and dye their hair black and white so that they say that they're pandas. So that was my...
No one will notice.
I heard about the news. I was like,
dogs.
I was like, legit. How could I was looking at them and I'm like, they look exactly like pandas, but they still look like dogs. I'm like, are these dog pandas? Did they? I don't.
They're actual dogs. There you go. So you can throw a treat. See if they're real pandas or not.
It's just mind-boggling that a zoo would do that kind of thing.
I thought it was funny.
It's brilliant for advertising to have these little tiny pandas, dog-sized pandas, minis, like koala pandas.
Koala pandas.
Imogen Cookie Bailey down there in Victoria, British Columbia. What did I miss the last 2 weeks while I was gone?
Nothing at all.
Much. Yeah. Just more blue sky, blue sea, lots of trees and beach and tropical boredom. That's what's going on here. I'm still just doing lots of stuff for the upcoming art farm party, and then spend a lot of time outside. So yeah, hiking around looking at more beach. Sunny day after sunny day. It's a lot of that.
Sounds terrible.
Oh yeah. It gets boring. I want some thunderstorms. I want some sharknadoes and frog rain and just random volcanic eruptions, or maybe a highway could be broken when there splits open in some massive earthquake or something, just once.
Well, yeah, because people in Vancouver can't escape from major earthquakes forever, right, Frankie?
Yeah. Hurricane warning, earthquake warning, hurricane warning, earthquake warning. People in Vancouver, you can't escape from major earthquakes forever. And they had an earthquake somewhere in the world.
So would you like any snow?
Yes, I would love
I'll try and send you some emoji. We get lots of snow in Manitoba. Maybe it's heading your way soon.
Let's hope. There's always the promise of it, but nothing ever comes of it. Y'all tell me it's coming out here, you're lying. We don't really get snow. Send a few inches this way. Just, a couple, just a little.
What about terrorism?
Depends on the nature of it.
You get that? Sorry.
Something catastrophic, anything catastrophic, one singular catastrophic event. Something. One terrorist bombing. I mean, it would
maybe just a little bombing, just
right. It would shake things up a little for at least an hour. And I mean, tropical paradise is great and all, but it gets so boring. But really, what I want is like a massive tornado to just go like ripping through a corn maze and leave a corn maze, like a big cornfield, turns into a maze because of a well choreographed tornado that just happens to spit out a few sharks along the way.
So what you want then is corn as well down there, because there's really no corn, Victoria. There may be some corn kind of in Manitoba, that not really though. But they grow stuff in Manitoba though.
We do get corn growing here, canola. I had canola fields all at the. It feels like hillbillies grow up cornfields too.
Canola is not corn though. They're two different things. Mike McGregor, what's been going on?
Educate me a little bit.
What's been going on in Manitoba? What's the weather?
Well, it's actually deadly quiet the last couple of weeks. We haven't had any major storms. Missed that last one that Alberta got. And I was thinking, can we at least get a little thunderstorm out of this? Because it's been calm, quiet. Last few days has been absolutely gorgeous. Today it got to about 22 degrees. Trees are starting to bloom. We got grass blooming. I was actually out for a walk this evening, and you start to smell a little bit more of that spring fresh air. Normally we get thunderstorms around this time of year, but we haven't seen any thunderstorms yet, and I think we got a chance for them on Saturday. I think if you're looking for a lot more action, Winnipeg, you're gonna get something every day. Apparently the other night there was about 15 cop cars that went down our street chasing a guy on a high-speed chase or something. So if you're looking for action, Winnipeg's got that.
You're just in the wrong place, Imogen. And for people's reference, if you're hearing the show and you're hearing us say storms on Saturday, you're probably hearing us on the radio on CKUW on Monday. That would be the Saturday 2 days ago that just passed. So this is the 9th of May that we're recording the show right now, Thursday the 9th. Continue, Michael.
And those of you who are wondering, our crops don't actually start maturing until about June, July, or August. By August, all our crops are matured, so we won't be getting those really significant severe weather events until July. I do see some increasing levels of CAPE the next couple of weeks. Our high temperature on Saturday is 27. And then after Saturday, our high temperatures start going down in the teens again. Overnight low is probably a bit colder, about 10 or 11 degrees. I'm also looking forward to the heat wave that's supposed to come this weekend. Might even get some shorts on. I'm hopeful, though, that we get more rain, though, because Brandon, he got a lot more than we did, and we're still quite dry out here. Our river levels are actually lower than the soil moisture, so it's kind of a flip-flop year for us. Although I hope with the waning El Nino, the weather pattern will favor more rain for us. I'm a bit nervous, but honestly, I'm more educated this week on the weather pattern. So I do see a lot more troughing over the western coast towards the end of May. And maybe I should one day head out there and meet Brandon, and you could do flip burgers together. I'd be okay with that, Brandon.
Oh, yes. I'll have one burger. I don't know if I'm going to have 3 in a row for a while.
You'll probably see me eat about 10 in a sitting at max.
In 3 minutes, right? 10 and 3?
Maybe. You have to motivate me to get there.
Oh, we'll motivate you. I'll have the whole Brooks Bandits in, and we'll motivate you. I'll have the whole.
I'll bring some Bomber fans with me.
That's right.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Imogen, Brandon, and Frankie. I got some videos queued up. Are you ready for some videos right now, Frankie? You know what I also got, Frankie? I've been fighting with the bear again around here. I got a bear fighting video for you.
It's live.
Things are being very slow and glitchy and weird, but I guess it's worked. Okay. Go to full screen. So, Frankie, this is what I got you for your 45th birthday.
40th. I fixed the mistake.
Happy birthday, Frankie McDonald, from Joey Only here in Williams Lake, where I got a double rainbow right now. A thunderstorm that I did not think was going to happen today. It's happened. Just had a heavy rainfall, Frankie. Happy birthday, buddy. I hope you like the double rainbow that I got for you for your birthday. It's the Frankie McDonald double rainbow. Happening right now in Williams Lake, British Columbia. Whoa, and a lightning flash for you, Frankie. Check that out. That was friggin' wicked. And way too close for where I'm standing up here. Whoo! The Frankie McDonald rainbow that I died to film.
This is Frankie McDonald.
Okay, wait. So you want?
Spanish subtitles. Switch it to Spanish.
I don't know how to switch it to Spanish. I can just turn this on.
Yeah, go for settings.
Okay.
Yeah, click settings.
Go to settings, and then there should be an
Click
option.
subtitles.
There should be
Spanish.
an option for subtitles, and then there's
Okay,
Spanish.
here we go.
Yes.
Frankie in Spanish for everybody.
Yes.
Here we go. Frankie. Well, he's not in Spanish, just the words at the bottom.
This is Frankie McDonald. My own team is Station Live for Sydney, Nova Scotia. Heavy rain is headed towards Santiago, Chile on Tuesday, May 7, 2024. It's going to bring up to 20 to 30 millimeters of rain in Santiago, Chile and surrounding areas. It's going to bring a lot of rain. Streets, roads, highways, and freeways will be wet in Santiago, Chile and surrounding areas. It's going to bring a lot of puddles in the streets in Santiago, Chile and surrounding areas, including a lot of rain is going to fall from the sky in southern Chile as well. I want everyone in Santiago, Chile to be extra prepared. Make sure you wear your rain gear, ruffles, your ankles to keep it dry. Don't walk to the puddles. Avoid the puddles when you go for a walk for people living in Santiago, Chile and surrounding areas, because it's going to bring a lot of rain in Santiago, Chile and the surrounding areas as well. I want every single person in Santiago, Chile to be prepared for heavy rain starting on Tuesday, May 7, 2024. It's going to bring a lot of rain in Santiago, Chile and surrounding areas as well. Don't walk to the puddles. Avoid the puddles when you go for a walk. When you drive the car, don't drive the car to the puddles either as well. Peace way if anybody living in Santiago, Chile, be prepared for heavy rain on Tuesday, May 7, 2024. Take care, stay safe. Don't get caught in heavy rain. Stay dry, be safe.
There's issues with the audio, Joey.
This is what, Okay, this is what it's been like for me for a lot of Frankie's videos.
No, this time it's actually not coming through on this end either. Usually it's just on your end, but this time it's pretty quiet.
Yeah.
It's not working.
As a mouse.
Throw it in post. Splice it in.
But I can't record it either, even in post, because it will record quiet, because all I can hear from my computer is...
Your computer is haunted and it hates you.
So there's Frankie's latest, Frank McDonald Sr.'s latest song. I'm trying my best to do Frankie what he's saying. Latest song, Chasing Rainbows. I can't say it in Spanish. It's his new song. You can find it on Mystic Mist SoundCloud. Chasing Rainbows. Frank McDonald Sr. We love him. We love when he's on the show. He's such a great guy. Frankie loves his dad. That's what he's probably saying right now. If we could hear him, he'd be saying Mystic Mist on SoundCloud. Frank McDonald Sr. Sounds like Kenny's found him. Get on. Get on. Get on. Yeah. Keep moving. Get on. Sketched out. Big moose. Getting angrier. Now you jump off the roof. There she goes. You never know what can happen.
Things are going on, you know.
Yeah, here she comes. That was pretty close. Get on! Get out of town! Get out of here! Get out of here! Get on! Ah! 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 Get out of here! No, don't go up that fucking tree. Get out of here. Keep going. No. Keep going. Keep going. Come on, Kenny. Looks like I made my point for now.
Just imagine if the bear was walking around the streets in downtown Vancouver was Emmy. Just
Okay,
imagine if the bear was roaming around the streets in Vancouver was Emmy.
What do you mean, like on Davie Street, or?
What happens if in somewhere up by the Canucks Arena and roaming around downtown Vancouver, the bear was Emmy? They have to get the police will say, remain calm. Just imagine if that bear is roaming around in Calgary, what that means the Calgary police will say, remain calm.
They'll say, Yahoo!
Just imagine if the bear is roaming around the streets of Vancouver, that means then the police will warn people to stay indoors.
Did you see Yogi Bear? Did you see Yogi Bear out there too?
What would happen, Frankie, if a bear was roaming around McDonald's in Brooks, Alberta?
They have to get the authorities. And animal
That'd
control.
be cool, actually. Everybody would be out wanting to go see the bear.
What would happen if there was a bear roaming around in downtown Winnipeg? What do you think people would do?
They'd scream and the police will tell people to stay inside.
Or they have a whiteout, right?
Then they have to. Then the certain parts of the city will be locked down.
What would happen if a bear was in Sydney, Nova Scotia, in your house right behind you?
And that means Cape Breton Regional Police would have to deal with that.
Right behind you, Frankie. Look.
I don't see any bears.
That
That
means
means they have to get the police. Then the police will tell people to remain calm and stay indoors.
He's gone now. I scared him. That's what I do, you know. Scaring bears.
The police will tell people to stay inside.
What would happen if the bear was at the police station? Then what would the police do?
The police will tranquilize them.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, of course.
I honestly think that if it was roaming around in North End, Winnipeg, or downtown, people would probably find a way to scare them off. There are a lot of scary people. Unfortunately, there's a lot of scary people in downtown.
That means they have to get the police and the animal control.
What if it was in Antarctica and it was like in Mike Post's house in Antarctica?
Like station, that means they have to get the military.
Oh, boy.
Arctic military or Santa Claus. Santa Claus probably come down there.
He's from the North Pole, not the South Pole. Imogen, what would happen if there was in Rogers Television Studios in Victoria?
That means they had to call animal control and the police.
Absolutely not. We just ordered pizza. What else are you going to do with bears? You're going to hang out with them, you're going to play patty cake, and you're going to high-five them because they got those cool little bear hands that are all like puffy looking. They have fuzzy, fluffy little paws.
The correct answer is
that's why the dog notifies people when the bear comes. The dog notifies people first.
So Frankie, what happens?
What happens if a bear keeps coming around wells near my house?
That means that the dog will know it first.
Yeah, then I'll put a chase on him and I'll hit him with a rock.
That's why the dog knows people before the people. Once you hear a dog bark, the bear comes.
Oh yeah.
If you care, scare the bear. That's the real thing that I believe.
And finally, Frankie, what would happen
if you hear a dog bark? That means the bear comes.
Here, that's right. And finally, Frankie, what would happen if there's a bear at the zoo in China? If there's a real bear in there, if there is one.
The bear has to be in the cage.
Be in the cage.
What happened if there was a bear at the Jets game that decides to go inside the Jets?
Then a security guard and the usher and the animal control.
I get the Manitoba Moose mascot, scare him off.
Just imagine if they have a loose bear roaming around the downtown Vancouver. That means then the police will take care of him.
Well, in London on April 24th, A bunch of runaway horses were galloping through the city. They were making mayhem and causing injuries. There were 5 military horses. They got spooked during a training exercise, and they took off and they went this ways and that ways, and this skidilly, skabomper, and kadandally, and kaboobalin, all over this way and now, and several people and horses were treated for injuries. Frankie,
It's confirmed London Knights 8, Oshawa Generals 1. Oshawa Generals won the game tonight in OHL Championship.
and the Prince George Cougars were beaten out, unfortunately.
Yeah, and the Jets also lost the playoffs. They also
And
got
Drummondville
disqualified.
won tonight.
And finally, scientists have created a perfume that smells like outer space, described as gunpowder, seared steak, raspberries, and rum.
There's no
Ooh,
smell
I would
outer
put that
space.
on in an instant. Probably get girls. I
Not
think
gonna
Joey
lie,
would
that's kinda what
probably
my house
scare
smells
bears
like.
off.
It's kind of a strong smell in my house. I'm making plans right now with one of my buddies to go shooting, so I love it. I got a soft spot for the smell of corrosive ammo. And I just cooked a mango cheesecake. White chocolate, black cherry is going in the oven next.
That is awesome.
So a 10-foot alligator was trapped at a Florida Air Force Base. So, everything happens in Florida, even at the Air Force Base. It was between the tires of a KC-135 aerial refueling aircraft. That's the Boeing 707 variant that refuels airplanes. It's the KC-135 had a alligator, but the alligator was taken into custody. Everything's okay. It's the military, they can handle. So that's when Frankie said they call the military if something crazy happens.
The alligator worked there. Why was he taken into custody?
I don't know.
He was
But
filling
this is
the
even.
plane.
So there's the big cicada thing that this year there's going to be more cicadas than ever before. And one way that people are dealing with it is a restaurant in New Orleans. It's feeding people cicadas.
Yes.
Cinnamon Bug Crunch, chili fried wax worms, Bug Appetit Cafe, the place is called. So just so you know, if you're ever in New Orleans, don't go to Bug Appetit. They actually serve friggin' bugs to people. My
Did you know,
God!
fun fact.
That
Fun
is
fact.
gross.
Shut these people
Brandon
down.
Houck has actually eaten 3 scorpions before. Did you know that?
You do realize they're poisonous, right?
Not
I've
all
eaten them, and I'm
scorpions.
still here talking to you. So,
Well, in survival instructor's course, I ate worms and I ate all kinds of bizarre things, grasshoppers. But that's a 6-day solo in the bush. Of course, you're going to eat some worms. But this is people paying money to eat bugs. I mean,
I know. I did. I ate them on a pizza.
you paid, well, scorpions, a scorpion's legally a bug, but it's not like.
They're an arachnid. Now, this is a scorpion candy. This is scorpion sucker, strawberry flavor. It's a spicy strawberry flavor, and that is a tiny little scorpion in there. And this little guy, the stinger on him is empty, so you're not going to get, if you poke yourself in the mouth with, you get to that point and you get that little poke, you're not going to get hurt by it. But the general rule of thumb is that these little guys, when they have tiny, tiny little pincers, their venom is pretty wild. It's pretty toxic, and it'll just take you right down. The big boys with the big lobster claws, oh yeah, it's like a bee sting. Yeah, so Bug Cafe isn't the only one feeding people bugs. I am happy to share my insect candy with anyone.
This is how cruel humanity is. This is like, so, we think of a scorpion as some awful, scary, bug thing. But it's like, imagine being a scorpion and you're like, another scorpion's telling you, like, you hear about Bob? The humans friggin' froze him in candy.
And then they ate him.
Reminds me, I'm going to be a little bit NSW here. Reminds me of the movie Sausage Party, where all the people, they get scared when people start eating them. I just had to throw that out.
What movie?
Sausage Party, where they get terrified when people start eating all the food in the supermarket, taking them home.
That's a terrible movie.
Frankie, what would happen if zebras escaped from Seattle and ran around the Cascade Mountains for days?
They have to get the police to deal with them.
Yeah, they had this actually did happen on May 4th.
A couple weeks ago.
Yeah, zebras running
The police
around.
had to tell people to remain calm and stay indoors.
Tell people
I
don't
forgot
ride
to
the
mention-
zebras. Don't shoot the zebras because it's America. You know, people are probably thinking about shooting them.
That the police would tell people to remain calm.
And don't shoot the police, they said too, because it's America. Don't shoot the zebras or the police, they probably said. And there was snakes discovered on a plane. Did you hear about this, guys? This
yes,
is in
I've heard
Florida
about this.
again. Everything happens in Florida because it must be the worst place in the world. I don't know. Like, why does everything happen there? A slithering surprise was found. A bag of snakes. April 26th it was hidden in a guy's trousers. He's already.
Yes, I've heard about that.
He's got trouser
Snake in his
snakes.
Pants.
Trouser snakes in Florida. Trousers. Okay.
I forgot to mention that my camp counselor, when I was little at a Bible camp, he ate a caterpillar. And I thought that was vicious.
Just one more reason I recommend to not go to Bible camp.
Oh, come on. If caterpillars is like the worst part of your experience, it's a pretty good place to be.
It probably wasn't. Okay.
Juicy. They got a little bit of crunch, a little bit of fuzz, the texture experience alone. Now, I'm not going to say I've eaten a caterpillar because I haven't ever on purpose, but but if you're feeling adventurous and you want to try it, there's something.
Frankie, what would you do if cicadas were overrunning your town in South Carolina? Would you call the police?
You have to call the police to deal with them.
You call the police because there's too many cicadas. That's what people in South Carolina were doing. They were calling the police because the cicadas were too noisy.
Like the animals.
And what are the cops going to do? Arrest the bugs?
You have to get to some kind of team to spray to them to kill them.
Like go and taser them?
Taser the bugs.
Called the
He is a bug zapper.
The things that Karen's called the police over cicadas. That if you were in New Orleans, you would just eat them, and then they'd be gone eventually.
Why do you assume it's a group of Karens who called the police? I would think that it was intoxicated frat boys who are confused and concerned about an alien invasion, not knowing the sound and freaking out. A possible soon-to-be Darwin Award recipient or nominee, at least.
Well, maybe.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's possible, but we all know it was Karen's.
No, you assume it was Karen's.
We all know.
Middle-aged ladies.
There's no
with bad
debate.
haircuts. There are so many, and given the location, good chance that they were intoxicated and not knowing what's going on and exhausted. Maybe they tried to fight a few of them. Who knows?
Hey, dude, where's my car?
I mean, no serious person thinks it's anything but Karen's. Okay.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
Darwin Award recipients come in all forms. If you're calling the police over bugs, you're probably feeling a little overwhelmed mentally. Exhaustion.
That's a good take.
Away from home.
Apparently, the alligators in the sewer myth is true. Just so you know.
Oh, yeah.
So you're saying there could be alligators running around in the sewer system in any city in the world, basically, is what you're saying.
Question.
Well, Florida, at least in Florida, they're in the sewers there. I don't know if they are all over the place. I'm not sure if it's everywhere in every city in the world, but probably in your neighborhood in Winnipeg, most likely.
Reminds
probably
me that
more likely it would be the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Well, that is the natural enemy of
those
the
guys.
Gators.
Frankie, what would you do if it was almost the end of the show and we had like 5 minutes to go?
That means I need your hear about this. That's Antarctica will be dark for 24 hours a day soon. On May 12th, according to my post.
Someone did tell me that earlier tonight.
If you want to follow me on social media, my blue sky is at Frankie MacD. My link tree is Frankie MacDonald. My Twitter is at Frankie MacD. My Facebook is Frankie MacDonald. My Instagram is Frankie MacD984. My TikTok is FrankDonald984. My Clapper is FrankDonald984. My Twitch is FrankDown1984. My Snapchat is FrankieMBCDON. My YouTube channel is and my LinkedIn is FrankDown. Best luck, I'm FrankDown. I'm FrankDown. You're listening to Comedeorological Weather Report every Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Atlantic.
That's right. Yeah, it's Frankie's not 45 years old. I'm 45 years old, and I keep just saying I just think everybody else must be 45 if I'm 45, and but no, sorry for saying you're 45, Frankie. Clearly you're not 45. Clearly you're a beautiful 40. Look at you. Good, Frankie. So I'm Joey Only up here in the Caribbean Mountains, Wells, British Columbia, where, we're very close to Barkerville. Don't go there, though. I'm still mad at them. I'm still banned from Barkerville. That's for another episode. And we had a producer down there in Victoria, Image Cookie Bailey, show up. Good to see you again. Brandon Houck, the radio weatherman over there in Brooks, Alberta. Thank you for hosting the show while I was gone. And I know, sorry we didn't get the radio episodes to you, CKW.
I didn't know. Gary and Dino show is still in Glendale, Arizona.
Gary and Dino are still in Glendale, Arizona. I like those guys. They're funnier and more popular than us.
Is it like not only is Gary and Dino's show tougher than us, but they're also funnier and more popular.
And I look up to them.
Brandon,
of course.
And one day you'll be heading to Gary and Dino show Springbok event one day, Brandon.
And we also have Mike McGregor from Weather Center, Manitoba.
And you can catch me on CKUW on Tuesdays at 9 to 10:30 p.m.
And the star of the show, his name was Frankie McDonald. And he was really great tonight. Frankie, you were really great.
Sorry.
Hey, Brandon, one day you'll be going down Las Vegas for Gary Dino show Springbok event.
Yes. I want to go to Vegas one day. And then I may never come back. I don't know.
Gary Dino show Springbok event.
What happens at the Springbrook event?
What happens there, it stays there, That's the saying.
Well,
whatever happens in
Strip,
Vegas,
it's very much just a small town in a sprawling area. On Strip is tourist-friendly kookiness.
I would never go to Las Vegas, I don't think. It just seems like my idea of hell on earth.
Phoenix is similar, but they got.
But Mike Post, he's onto something. I could probably handle some Antarctica.
Yeah,
that's more my style.
Especially
I
when
heard
it's
there's
minus
not many
80.
people there.
And when it gets to minus 80, you just step outside for 2 seconds and feels
and
great.
There's no
right?
laws there, so if the people who are around you are bad, you can. Well, that's pretty much the show for this week, anyways.
And they just report that to the local country authorities.
So you're hearing us on CFUR 88.7, CKW 95.9, CFBX 92.5, and thank you, Rogers Television, for having us once again. I think that's the show, everybody. Frankie, is that the show? That's the show?
Yes.
Seems like it might be the show.
That's the show.
Okay, I think Brandon, that's the show, buddy.
That's not the show. No, we're gonna go for another hour.
That's the
show.
No,
it's over. I mean, we could talk a little longer after the show. Still in the live stream. You can always tune into the live stream. Joey Only Caribbean Weather Dude Thursdays at 7 Pacific.
Seriously, guys, did I do well tonight by not interrupting? I'm working on that, reducing that.
You did pretty good, but that's the show. We can't talk about it right now. Okay.
I need to drink coffee more often.
That's the show.
Groupies?
The obligatory snowfall picture. Make sure you make cool faces. Right on, guys.
Let's go.
So let me just give that piece of advice to anybody who's wildland firefighter going to be out in the bush all day. Reconsider having a Tim Hortons smoothie for breakfast. Ooh, that is not worth suffering on the line. Not at all. I'm recovering. Ooh. Hey. Oh, wow. Worst day. I did it to myself. Stupid smoothie.
prove the point.